Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So today I want to take a look at two of my favorite projects, Mcade and Masq. We'll look at Mcade first because I get more questions about that, or at least I have recent, because I'm a big advocate of this project. No doubt about it, no question about it. And when I talk about Mcade a lot, I talk about the value of it. I think it's a great value. Locally on chart, I haven't seen anything that looks like it's going to break out or anything, but we're going to take a look at it. Let's take a look at it technically, but we're going to start zoom way out on the monthly. And I talk about this sometimes. Mcade has a little bit different structure than some of these other projects that came out. All right, so it came up, sold off. That's a strong sell-off, and then you had continuation down, bottoming out, and then this nice big bullish candle. So when you look at this reversal pattern, this big bullish candle, this is not anything crazy. I mean, if we look at what the gain was from the bottom to the high, it was a pretty good gain, 350%. So you can expect some selling, especially the people that held through this downtrend, or maybe even bought up here. Some people had a lot of pain. Mcade had a higher market cap when it came out than some of these other gaming projects. So it has a different structure, and it still has to shake out some of this selling that was up above it. But some good things we see here on the monthly, and like I said, we're zoomed way out. All right, let's see what kind of gaps got filled. And when I talk about gaps, I'm talking about candle bodies and wicks. Where did they touch when you look over here to the left? All right, so the bodies of these candles never even touched in these wicks on a monthly time frame. And the wick here did not fill this gap right here. That's good. That's bullish, because it means this is kind of like a line in the sand where lots of traders will target. So if it doesn't make it down there, it means that it's because people were more eager to buy. And this is a monthly time frame, so a big time frame, and some of those things can be a little harder to look at on the monthly. But when we look in the weekly, let's see what we got here. So I talk about three pushes a lot. All right, well, this is exactly what you got after this initial, after it first came out, a lot of indecision, you don't know what's happening. So it made a wedge. And I know this isn't really a traditional wedge, but you get one push down, two pushes down, and then the third push down. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to look for three pushes down. And see what the lines look like when we draw this pattern. Yeah, so that's a falling wedge. And then if we take the measured move from this wedge to where the price broke out over here, I mean, there you go. So that pattern played out. So when you see a pattern play out like a bullish pattern, you can expect profit taking, and that's exactly what you got. But you got this nice pair of bull bars. Right here you see the buyers stepping in, bulls coming into the market, outside bar engulfing. That's a great signal. And I'm sure I was telling people to buy there. I know I was, because that was a good reversal signal right there. And then you got these nice pair of bull bars. So price went up. We just showed it, that pattern played out. And then you're going to get some selling, and we talked about that. Mcade had a higher market cap when it came out. You had people who bought up here. And that's the natural progression of any market. You're going to have to shake some of these sellers out, where some of these other gaming projects didn't have that selling up there. And just in general, gaming projects haven't been so hot lately. OTK has, which was another one that we liked a lot. But a lot of gaming projects haven't exactly been mooning lately. So you got the two bull bars. Then look, you get the rebuttal with the two bear bars. All right, which looks stronger? Obviously it's these bull bars, and these wicks down here. All right, they didn't touch these over here. Leave that gap there. That's good. It's the same concept I mentioned when we looked at the monthly. Just looking at it on weekly time frame. Now we got this double bottom and an outside bar bullish engulfing. That's a very bullish pattern. We didn't get the continuation, which I would have liked to see, and that just goes to show TA, it increases your probability, but nothing is 100%, because that did look like a bullish reversal right there. So we've just been ranging, there's not really much to, let's go on the daily, keep drilling down. Maybe we could say this is a symmetrical triangle that is ranging in. Something like this. I'm being kind of sloppy with the lines because it's just, it's a ranging pattern. Maybe we could say it's something like that. But for me, Medicaid, it's a value play. Like I said, at this market cap, $17 million, I think, thereabouts. It is. I love a lot of gaming projects. I love OTK. I love playable games. I love games for a living. But I'm not personally aware of another project that has better tokenomics, or another gaming project that has better tokenomics than Medicaid. That is the downside of a lot of these gaming projects, is that they just have a low circulating supply and they're going to release a lot of tokens. And different ones have different unlocks and things like that. I mean, Myria and Playable Games, for example, they have the node release. So people buy the nodes and the tokens get released through the node holders, and the people that buy the nodes, that's how the project raises money. Then Lit Labs, Games for a Living, they have a different structure with lots of vesting and unlocks for different things. But you know, if you're in these gaming projects, the reason of the token is to make money for the project. Make no mistake about it. But when it comes to Medicaid, all of it is in circulating supply. Well, all of it for this market. If you look on CoinMarketCap, it'll say 80%. But that is that 20% is stay, won't come out this bull market, and they'll burn some. So the tokenomics for Medicaid are great. The market cap is more than less than half of some of these other names I mentioned. So I think it just has to do with the evaluation when it came out, and that it's going to take a little bit of time for it to equal some of its competitors in the market, but that when it does, you know, the gains for Medicaid can be huge. You know, not financial advice. Do I know that for sure? No, I don't know that for sure. But when I add all this up, you know, it's very promising. Like Playable Games, for example, and I'm sure I'm into playable games too. It's been one of my biggest gainers. It may be, I think it is my biggest gainer so far this market, and it's been great. I like Playable Games, great project. I'm not throwing any shade on any of these projects. I like all these gaming projects. But Playable Games will release 13.5 million tokens per day. So at current market cap, I don't know, Playable Games might be at like 40 million. If you were going to say, if it hit $1 billion, would that be a 25x? No, it would not. You know, you'd have to get a calculator and fill and kind of project out if you're looking at that in 6 months and look at what the token release would be. Now, I like Playable Games because it's very simple. Playable Games is straightforward. 13.5 million tokens a day released to the nodes. Easy. A lot of these other ones, you got to really get a calculator and really try to figure out when the unlocks are and things like that. But with Medicaid, if it hits $1 billion market cap, the math is simple. You know, I think it's 17 million. I think it's like a 50 something X or something. Yeah, because there's not going to be any tokens released. Matter of fact, they're going to be some burned. So the tokenomics for Medicaid is one thing that I like so much. On chart right now, I'm just, you know, it's ranging. People get impatient with these things sometimes. You know, I try to put moves out of things I think are about to break out, and I see those kind of reversal patterns. And then I put things out that are value plays. And Medicaid is a value play for me. So anyway, that's Medicaid. Another project that I like a whole lot, Masq. You know, I know both the founders of these projects, Mcade and Masq, Russ and Kari, both super great guys. I love both these projects a lot. Masq is another project while we're on the subject of tokenomics. I think if you look at CoinMarketCap, it'll say 90%, but it's all in circulating supply for this bull market. That 10% won't be released during the bull market. So anyway, what do we see? So Masq, it can be a little hard to find a good chart. It's not on TradingView. It's only on this one exchange, Probit Global. The price history, this is what we have to work with. So what I saw here is like a bullish head and shoulders. I saw this forming a while ago. So if we draw what would make sense for, say, a neckline, you know, let's say something like that, because it needs a touch here. So if we take the measured move from that bullish head and shoulders to where the price broke out, look, there you go. So it's the same kind of thing with Medicaid, where you see a bullish pattern on a high time frame play out. So you can expect profit taking. You know, that's gonna happen. That is part of the game. So let's zoom in a little bit on the weekly and see what we're looking at there. All right. So, you know, this is where you start to see the run up coming out of the lows, and some good bull candles. Then you get some profit taking, and we go down, and then strong candles up. Now it's a small market cap. This is a smaller exchange. Price can get pushed around a little bit, and that's where you see these wicks. but lots of chances to take profit at $1 because it's common for markets to hit round numbers and then sell off. One time, a whale I know, he told me that people with a lot of money do that because it's easier on their taxes to figure up and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he told me. But in any event, I like this move up. It's a little parabolic, a little bit of a blow off. So what are we getting at on the sell? All right, it came down here. Let's look to the left and see where what kind of gaps it filled. All right, this wick right here, that's basically what it filled. This wick right here, it did not come down and fill any of these. All right, you got 3 bear candles on the weekly, and then you get this. So if this is at the top of a trend, it's a bearish candle, but since it's at the bottom, it's actually bullish. It shows buyers step in, bought it up. See, it actually made a high over that candle. That's bullish. I mean, yes, it sold off. Doesn't mean, especially when you're looking at higher time frames, doesn't mean that you're immediately going to go, just because, okay, that's actually a buy signal to a lot of traders when it goes above the previous candle. All right. So that's kind of like a stopping pattern sometimes of a downtrend. So let's hope that was the downtrend stopping, and then this week we're getting another bullish candle. It sold off, wicked up. It's a doji, but it's still a bull candle. Could it come down here and kind of double bottom here around 0.40? It could. That would be the bear. Now, if it comes down here, I'll definitely be a buyer for sure. When it was here last time, I was buying it. Once I started to see some reversal on the daily. And let's look at the daily. And I was looking at earlier, I drew this trend line in because you see it looks like it's finding support off that trend line. And yeah, when it was down here at 40, I'm looking for bull candles to start entering the market, and then you get this one here that has a body to it. So once you start getting that, you think it's okay to sell, buy again, and then this comes down, kind of touches the top of this range, and some good bull candles. I mean, there's some indecision in the market. It's a little rangy, but overall, it doesn't look bearish to me. It looks like maybe this is going to be a bull channel up. That would be okay. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see, I have the channel line over here. I don't know, not on TradingView. I have all that stuff saved in my favorites, but you can probably draw a channel here and say, you project out, Masq comes back up here, looking at like 120 or something like that. If I had to roughly project. But some other reasons why I like Masq fundamentally, it's a real project. We're going into an election year in the United States. I imagine censorship will be ramped up around the world, and this isn't about politics. I don't care who you like politically. I'm here to make money, and when censorship starts getting ramped up for these elections and things like that, Masq is a tool to fight this that people in countries can use. So it's got utility. The tokenomics are great. Privacy sector, I think gaming and AI will have bigger gains, but I like Masq. I think that Masq, it's like Mcade, I said. So if it gets a $1 billion market cap, it's very easy to do the math on the gain. So in this trend line, it's got quite a few touches, so it's got some strength to it. Maybe Masq could come down and touch this trend line at 4.7. That would be a good place to buy. If you most people don't have ProBit Global. If you want it to set like a limit order here, like a buy order at 6.2, I know some people might be like, well, wouldn't that be a double top here? We'll set it a little bit above because what happens with these projects with low caps a lot, they break out with big candles. So like the candle will be here, and then you're like, well, shit, now I feel like I missed the move. You know what I mean? So if you set a limit order somewhere to buy in here, if you're worried about that to catch the send off, then that's how you do it. Then it would fill your order and go up. I know it can seem a little counterintuitive, but I think this is a great place to buy Masq. I mean, if you like it for the bull run, then yeah, I think that it's a good place. The most bearish scenario, probably we come down, break this, and double bottom here at 3.0. It had to break this trend line right here, and 4.02, that would be a double bottom, nice wick there, shows buying. And then also when it came back close to double bottom with that wick, you saw the buyers step in as well. So I think the most bearish you could expect if it went down to 3.0. I don't see that in the cards right now, but not a real strong pattern on the daily. We're just getting rangy price action down here at the bottom of this trend line. So I read that as finding support of this trend line. So that overall, this is a good buy zone. I don't know. I'm not saying it's the best, that it won't go a little bit lower next week. But overall, I do think that it is a good zone to buy Masq and Mcade as well. So anyway, that was a quick update on the technical analysis that I'm kind of seeing on Masq and Mcade right now. And I hope all you guys got something out of that. And I appreciate you tuning in to the end. Later, guys.